Alright, welcome guys to another edition of the Trading Titans podcast. Now, it's been a few weeks. I think we haven't put up a video for about 2 or 3 weeks. Well, partly because I've got a few things going on, and partly because I've got an allergy. So forgive me guys if you hear me sneezing out of my wits, and it's one of the reasons I actually didn't take on any videos, because then I'd just be sneezing right throughout all the videos. Anyway, I am back. It's summer in London and I'm really enjoying it, and yeah, it's great to be out in my garden and enjoying the sun. So yeah, awesome stuff. Anyway guys, on this edition is going to be a bit of a twist to the Trading Titans podcast going forward. Reason being is that we've done a lot of stuff on videos surrounding how to work with market profile. Now I want to move things up a little bit, and it's going to be more about the assets, right? So some of the good trades, some of the trades that I'm looking at, some of the great opportunities, some of the stuff that you guys can get into. Now, I'd love you guys, well, for those of you who haven't done any of our programs, I'd love you guys to do the programs. So I'm going to give you lots and lots of value for free, but the best things in life are never free. Okay, so I'm going to try and give you as much value as possible, and I hope, of course, some of you guys pick up the program, or decide to do a one-on-one program with me. That's great, that's awesome, right? But other than that, I'm going to give you as much value as I can with some of the assets I've done. And if anyone wants to get in touch, then obviously just look at the video at the bottom, leave comments, whatever. I'll be more than happy to help. Okay guys, total positivity from where I'm standing. Alright, so moving on. Now, we're going to look at the asset of the week today, and this is an asset I've been looking at for a little while, and it's doing exactly what I want it to do. So I'm going to show you guys, and I'm going to show you why I'm looking at it and why it's becoming a potential. And if you want to learn how to use market profile, we've got a great program on Udemy. It costs practically peanuts. It's not all about the money for me. It costs practically peanuts, so check it out. And I will make sure I leave a link at the bottom of the video on the resources page. And if you checked out that and you want to kind of expand your knowledge further, then we have a transformation program. Now, it is a little bit more pricey, but absolutely worth it. We got lots of reviews on Trustpilot with regards to it, but look, without any of that stuff, it is good value. If you want to learn a trade, it's kind of what you need to know. And hopefully from some of the stuff you see I do on the video, you kind of get where I'm coming from. Of course, if you can manage to DIY it, kudos to you, right? But if you want a bit of a fast track, you want to get there before everybody else without all the hurdles that a lot of people get to go through, then you should check out the transformation program. Right, so enough of that. I've hooked as much of my stuff to you as possible, right? So have fun, right? And let's talk about the asset of the week. Awesome stuff, guys. So here we are. We're going to be looking at the asset of the week. So what I've got on here is dollar Swedish krona. Now, I'm not going to talk fundamentals on this, guys, because I can't really give you fundamentals around dollar Swedish krona. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff happening in the Swedish economy, right, that I don't know about, right? And in many ways, I don't really care. But there's also a lot happening in the US, and if you know a thing or two about currency, the currency markets are $4.8 trillion, give or take, maybe a little bit more, entirely dollars, which means the dollar is going to get much more of a run, and it's going to have more control in relation to other currencies, right? Just something to bear in mind. So what I'm saying is that if the dollar moves, these guys move, right? Now, on the odd occasion, something great may happen in Sweden, and yeah, that could affect the dollar. But obviously in this case, the quoted is Swedish krona and the base is dollar, so I like to focus on the dollar. That being said, dollar Swedish krona has been on a different path of late, right? So let's have a look and see where we stand with it. Now, from where things are, dollar's been rising for quite some weeks, and this is a weekly profile, guys, so it's been picking up for some time, so we've been seeing a stronger dollar, right? So despite weakness from time to time in the dollar in other assets, it has been consistently strong against the krona. So now we're at that point where we're thinking that the market is topping out. Now, Now here's the caveat, right? And this is why I'm looking at this asset. Now, first and foremost, I see no responsive and initiating activity. And by the way, guys, if you have not done anything with market profile, I have absolutely no idea why, because we have so many tools, so many resources on this page that you're viewing this video on. And if you're viewing this video on social, then just look at the bottom. There are a lot of links to all the supporting content. Right, so if you want to learn about market profile, or you want to get the tool on market profile, then you should go directly to the website. And if you feel like you're just a social guy and you don't care about websites anymore, they're so outdated and it's all about applications, not a problem. Just basically use the resources link at the bottom of the video on the description, and you will see all the links to all the different places you can go, contact emails, etc., etc. Right, so get in touch with us and we can work something out for you. We're kind of flexible, right? We don't like to package things, but we do have packaged courses. Okay, so again, if you look at the website, you'll see everything that we do. Right now, I also, and actually before I go ahead, I think this is a good time, I also notice I get a few emails. Now we have a fantastic course on Udemy, and you can, it's time price opportunity. I think we got one of the only ones on Udemy. So check it out, right? And support the course. It gives you a better understanding of market profile. Hence why I said if you don't know about market profile, I have no idea why, considering 90 to 95% of institutional traders use market profile. In fact, on some platforms, it's standardized. Institutional platforms anyway, it is standardized, because if you trade commodities or you trade so for example, you trade gold and oil, I have no idea how you can do that if you don't have market profile. Okay, so that's just my point of view. I mean, some people may well tell me that they've got a different way of doing it. It's exciting and it makes a ton of money. I've heard it all before. Right, so the great thing is that you can go in and you can learn about it. Okay, so it's not like a closed book thing. Anyway, I've also got a lot of emails from guys who have also done the course on Udemy and who are picking up some of our programs, and they haven't been talking to us directly about getting the time price opportunity tool, even though I offer it. Technically, if you do the Udemy course, I give it to you for free. I have no idea why. Some people have gone on the MQL5 library and they've come across a similar indicator that utilizes the base code, and that's because we licensed out the base code a few years ago. So I'm assuming the developer's working now with that base code. So he's created something on the MQL library, and what people are doing is they are buying that and realizing there's no support with it, so the code hasn't been updated or is not supported, and they keep doing it and they keep emailing and saying that, oh, your MQL5 thing isn't working. It is not ours. Okay, so if you want our indicator, we'll send you the ext4 files, and if you wanted code updates, whatever, we support our market profile. We support it all the way, so there is absolutely zero reason why you wouldn't have your indicators supported. Or I hear some people saying that MT4, no custom indicators work on MT4 builds anymore. Absolute bullshit, because you're looking at an MT4 build right now and it is working. So I have no idea what you are talking about. But I appreciate that sometimes, you know, people are struggling with all this tech. So I'm kind of making a joke here. But I know people struggle from time to time, so it's okay. I'm here for you. So no fear, right? If you have any problems and you've bought this thing on the MQL and it's not working, I don't know how to help you with that. But if you wanted it directly from us, talk to us about it. That's why we got it all on the website. Okay, so on the website, nowhere on the website does it say we sell it on MQL library, right? MQL library is not the best place to sell stuff, right? So just letting you know from our perspective. So we're not always gonna have stuff on MQL4. So if you see it, and we can provide it to you standalone. We got a lot of support and resources, and if anyone's having problem installing it, we always get on that really quickly. Anyway, moving on. So back to the asset of the week, right, which is what we were talking about. Right, so dollar Swedish krona. Now, if you look, there's no responsive activity. Right, so I'm a little concerned whenever I don't see any responsive activity as to where this price action is going to go. But I'm also aware there's like a bit of a gap in value. So what I'm actually looking at now is two options. Either the inefficiency trade, which is going to drive us to about 842.89, which will be a very, very good one. We're developing a P-shaped profile, which is quite normal because what we're expecting is that at some point we're going to have to start forming a new distribution at some point. And by that I mean obviously we're going to start building more of an accumulation of TPOs. I suspect that is going to probably start happening again around the last week lows, which is about 864.41. So we are probably going to see the dollar decline against the krona for at least the next, well, at least till the end of the week. We're already Wednesday, so I assume this will continue till Friday. But we will have an incredibly volatile market afterwards, because if all things being equal, if we do not close back within value, which looks highly unlikely, or the dynamic value itself does not stretch, then we're going to be in a scenario where we're going to see the market close considerably out of value, and we're going to create another gap in value. And for guys who know the gap trade, how efficient it is and how effective it is, would know that we're going to be looking at a very seriously volatile market, because we're going to be able to take the upside and the downside as well. Right, so it just really depends. But I'm voting on a close at last week lows and probably a build up from there. I don't think dollar SEK has the range to push past last week's lows. All right, we got a nice little development here. A lot of the trading has happened around this Monday, Tuesday, and now we're making a big play on Wednesday to the downside. So I think at some point we're going to call, but it's been a pretty strong dollar move. Looking at the volume against that, but we'll see how that one pans out. There's still some time in the session, right? So these are 4-hour rotations. So again, this is a slightly more longer term viewpoint. So we're looking at week to week here. So a lot of you traders who are looking at days, then obviously you should be looking at a heavily short day today. If you had been trading it from earlier this morning, then of course you got your Q. If you're a little bit like us, that we like to leverage properly, we like to look at our risk properly, we like to, make money over a more consistent week to week basis, then you would potentially be looking at the lows of last week. So it should be an awesome trade. And if we can hit the lows of last week, then for guys again who are looking at that gap trade, it opens up a few more opportunities, in my opinion, as we move into the following week. I think this will happen. All right, so dollar SEK is my asset to watch this week. So again, we are midweek. Now, most of the time I'll tell traders that Thursday, Friday, it is the close of business. All right, so you got to be very careful if you're trying to get into positions, because you're going to be looking at a rollover until the weekend. So from my perspective, let's see how it goes. But if you ask me, it is going to be down, right? So the dollar's got some more downside to go. Now, take this information, guys. Take it and look at it against what you're looking at relative to the dollar. So if you're looking at some other dollar assets right now, start considering how the dollar is going to react to those, right? Very crucial to kind of have that at the back of your mind. Hopefully useful piece of information. Any question, guys, let me know. Drop us an email, whatever. Basically, I'm happy to leave a comment. Nice stuff. What I hate to do is edit out comments, because there's no sense in them. I think at one point, one of our videos, someone commented, "The sound is awful. Do something about the sound." It was an old video from like 5 years ago, and he's moaning about the sound today. Even though we've got a completely different system, but he's moaning about the sound 5 years ago. So stuff that I can't help, please, guys. I'm just gonna ignore it, or worst case scenario, delete the comment or edit it out, or moderate comments altogether, or get rid of comments, which is really nice, because it then just litters it with unnecessary comments that other people just kind of jump into and make similar comments that are rather obvious, and there's nothing productive for someone else coming to watch the video who wants to maybe follow a trail of comments. We all like to read comments, right? So anything that's nasty or profanity, I'm just going to get rid of it. There's no point. Yeah. So there's a lot of negativity in this business, and I totally get it. Having been a trader for many, many years and worked even on the institutional side, there's a lot of negative people, and some people trade negativity. And that's a model, right? Trade the bad news. Look for bad news. Trade it. Look for anything bad. So it's a mentality, right? So again, I've noticed that some of the comments on the video are going that way, and I'm just trying to give everyone a heads up that let's play nice. Anyway, awesome stuff, guys. It wasn't a telling off. But in any case, enjoy, and any questions, guys, just let me know. Awesome stuff.